Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to TKKN and Buff Save the Universe, episode number 61. I'm Chris Adams, Tekken Master, joined by.
Buff Larkin and F that effing crap. That's right. That's what this episode's called. F
Mm-hmm.
this effing crap. That's right. Well, that something. It's always nice to get together and talk to my good friend Tekken. It's always fun. But when the first half of the 5 minute pre-show you do is him saying F that effing crap, F piece of trash, then you're in for a great night tonight, which we do because we do always on this show? We bring laughs and insight. That's the important thing. And tonight we're going to talk about what games we've been playing, what games are disappointing me and makes my heart sad, and also we're going to talk about all the little other things that we always like to talk about. But of course, let's always start with our number one thing, Tekken.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been playing?
Uh, like since last episode or recently? Because those are two
Oh
different
God, last
things.
episode, you might as well. That's another different console altogether. That's how long we've been. That's how long we've been since the last time we talked. Yeah, you're back on a PS3 or something by then. We won't talk about
I
which
was on
PS.
PS3. I
I
played
know.
some Jurassic Park. It was great. It
Now,
was
why did?
really interesting because it was like playing a Telltale game, but like if it wasn't as polished as like their most recent stuff, and it was just like the proof of concept phase of like, will this work as a game concept? And it was just kind of rough, but it worked, and it was like, huh, yeah, I can see how they got from here to there. Interesting.
So here's my question. All right, what prompted you to play Jurassic Park?
Oh, because effing The Expanse came out, which is their new game, and it was like, man, and then I was like, I want more, and then like a while ago. It was more than a while ago because it was it doesn't matter how long ago it was, but it was like a decent length of time, and I don't know exactly how long. I was looking through my PS3 game list on my PSN account, and I was like doing something on my PS3, and then I was like, oh, Jurassic Park on here, and then like I didn't know I thought I had not bought it, and I missed it, and I was like, no, I'll never be able to play it because I always wanted to play it because I was like, man, they had a game like this or like the stuff that they usually make or like the Telltale style of like choices, death, but then
Yeah,
I
well,
never got
definitely death.
definitely death. There's a lot of death in that game. Uh, And I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. They made Jurassic Park. I never got to play it though. And then like I was looking through my account list, and I was like, oh, it's on my effing. Apparently I bought this back in the day, so I was like, oh, let me download it so I can play it. And then yeah, I didn't know what to expect because I just remember like that was like one of the games they made like back before they blew up after Walking Dead, but like it was similar in style, but like not as successful yet, or they hadn't established themselves as like that de facto Telltale style of like the games they make. So that was
So, so when are you gonna go back and take a look at like your PS3 library and find out what games you downloaded but never played, and then up to PS4, what games you downloaded and never played, and then now the PS5. When are the if you have you done this before?
I'm kind of in the progress of doing something like that. It's. Do you know what it's called? Buffer, take a guess what it's called,
When you go back and you look at stuff and
or the
you're
the, the
putting
name of the list.
uh the Tekken the backlog,
No.
Tekken's backlog
Okay, you get three
needs more
tries and
fiber.
you've already missed once, so like, two more tries.
Um, his plugged up playability hole.
No,
No. Get it done.
it's called the death list because it's
The
games I
death
want to
list.
play and finish before I die.
So, but then in to counter that, that means you can't die until you played these
That's
though,
not what
right?
that means, pal.
Well,
That
I'm being the optimist in
well, I
this
mean that's not how
scenario.
that works, but that is what it means. Is like I would like to finish these before I die.
Oh, very good.
Because
But
there's a lot of games I was like, man, I really want to play that game, and I got it, and I was like, never got around to it. I was like, oh yeah, or
but
like
you
I
can't.
started it and I got a bit way through, and I was like, and I just never went back to it. And I was like, ah,
It's like, oh yeah, you're playing this game. Oh great. Oh, Gran Turismo. Oh, give buy a game and then you start playing
I'm
that.
just saying, dude. It's like I can't help it if I'm playing something and something else
And
comes
something better
along, and
comes
it's
along.
like
Yeah.
I'm really, really like that was like my game I was looking for like the entire year, like Horizon's finally out, or like uh whatever the f, So
Duke Nukem Forever.
you know, thank you. not that one.
All right, so have you created this death list?
I haven't created it yet.
No.
I'm in the
Okay.
process of it.
Can
I have like hundreds of games, so it's not exactly an uh easy, thing to do. It's just like whatever. I'll start at the top of like whatever is in my mind at the time, and I was like, Jurassic Park. Yes, Telltale just made a game. Let's start there.
can you call it the snap list
Why?
instead? Because then you're Thanos, and you snap your
But
fingers
I
and
didn't.
half the
I
game
wouldn't want to
gets
get through half of them. I want to get through all of them.
half. Okay, that's good. But you can't die until you've played these. So when you're on the very last game, which I'm from your tone of your voice, it's like Duke Nukem Forever, and you get through Duke Nukem Forever, and then when you get the credits show come down, then you'll die.
That's not how
When
that works either.
when that game ends, you end. Is that how it works?
That's not how that works either.
Oh, okay, that's right. So I know you haven't made a list, but you have seen the games you haven't played yet, some of them at least. What is your current top three games that you want to get done before you
Did
die?
you say two or three?
I say three.
Mm,
Let's see if I can stretch you.
tip three. Um. Well, Final Fantasy 13. I've not finished that game. I did start it way. I got super far. I got to like tour. I got. I mean, I think I was like on my way to finishing it, but like it had worn out its welcome, and I was like, "F this game." So I'd like to finish the fight on that one. Um.
Do you have to start from the beginning again, or
Yes,
will it?
because
Or
otherwise I'll be like, "What the f was going on? I don't understand any of these stories or characters," or just like it's not as. Or even if I do, it's not as fresh in my mind and not as enjoyable.
okay.
Uh, let's see. Besides that one, there's this game called oh, I guess there's another thing that happens, or not another thing that happens or happened, but like I was, or not I was, but like when Nintendo basically had like they brought some games to the Switch that are like super old, and I'm like, this is a good threshold of like if you've not played this game, you should play it before you die, or not before you die, but like you need to play this game, and if it's
Yeah.
been on your backlog this long, you're probably never getting around to it. Because they had Portal last year, I think, maybe Portal and Portal 2, whatever, and then this year is like all the Arkham games, and I was like, ooh, might want to watch out for Arkham Knight. I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna say, but
Hmm.
doesn't yeah. Anyway, and they don't have the best one, Arkham Origins, but that's whatever reason they're like, let's not put Arkham Origins on there. And then just today they announced the effing well, it was also on PS4, but whatever. Like the was it I don't know if it was a remaster, but it was like effing wow, my brain just almost crapped out there. Red Dead Redemption, one of my favorites of all time, coming to Switch and PS4, and I was like, what the f? You can't even like, we're not going to get like a sweet, PS5 version. Go f yourself, Rockstar. So I was like, go f yourselves. I'm not buying that trash. At least not on PS4. So, but to get back to Buff's question,
Eventually,
so yeah, Final Fantasy 13. It's on the list. It's a lot of JRPGs and RPGs really, because it's like those are like the real meaty like just like you just like eat all the flesh off the bone and you're just like nah, 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 I'm just like that was so satisfying. But Divinity, not I'm not sure, not Divinity. Is it Divinity? Divinity Original Sin? Yeah, because there's two different games that are like similar. I always get them confused. There's Pillars of Eternity and there's Divinity Original Sin. Um, I believe the second one's like super duper awesome. I want to play like all those games. Like I'll just count those all as one, like Divinity, Divinity Two, or, and then Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2. I believe there's two. And there's like an expansion that adds a bunch of crap. But those I played like a bit of the first one. I can't remember. But like you can only change your character, your class at the beginning, and like after you're locked in. And I didn't really like the class I was playing, and I was like, so like yeah, it's a whole thing. So that's two. That like even though there's like a bunch of games or whatever, I don't even care. It's my goddamn show. I mean,
whoa, whoa,
it's
whoa.
our goddamn show, and
There you go.
yeah,
That's the spirit. Get all nasty.
I can break a ruler too if I want every now and
Break,
then.
break the fourth wall.
Go
That's
f
right.
yourself.
Go after yourself, wall.
And I guess the third would be XCOM 2 because I finished the first one and whew, The first game's rough, man. Or it's not rough, but it gets hard, and then the second one starts, and it's just a punch in the face, and it's just like, dude, I was not ready for it. I was like, okay, I'm rested. I haven't played XCOM in a while. I was a bit, rusty going in, and then just damn, like there's like you forget how KY intense that game is, and like how KY intense it gets in those in those in the shit when you're just doing stuff, and it's like, you know, units die, the world is burning, it gets crazy, and it's just like, damn, XCOM, you're so effing good, but you're so hard, and it's just like, ugh. Or like I see a lot, or not a lot, but sometimes on dating profile when people are like, I'm like if you had a migraine and an erection at the same time, and I never got it, until I started thinking about games, and I'm like, so I guess you're an XCOM too. So there you go.
Very good. All right, so you're looking at your death list, and you're seeing these games. You've mentioned a couple already that have come, that you want to play. What is there? What games have you seen there and go, well, I'm never playing that. I'm gonna be dead, and that game is not gonna get
Oh,
played.
dude, there's no game that is on the death list that I do not think I'm defeating, because that's not how that works. I'm
Okay, so what's the last game? You look at your list, your death list that you haven't made up
I
yet.
haven't even started
Like,
making it. We are talking about the last game.
well, what? Okay, you're gonna make a list, right, from the top to
Yeah.
the bottom. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously, there you've named off a couple at the top. So therefore, there's gonna be something at the bottom, like the last one you're gonna be
Ooh,
playing.
I probably Sekiro, because I do not like Souls likes or roguelikes, and I don't play them anymore. But that one, I got a decent length, and I was just like, you know what? I'm not having fun, and I just stopped playing because I actually do that, unlike some people that need to touch grass. So yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
guess I do it all the time because sometimes I take it too far, just need to. But for the most part, I can
Did
see when the
did you
fight is
just
not
turn
worth
Irish
fighting.
there for a second?
No, I didn't. Oh,
Ethan Magora. Hi, lady, me laddie. Look at my shillelagh. Oh, laddie. Oh, dee, 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 dee.
wow.
Well, that's what you sound. I'm sorry, that's what you sound like. So that's okay. So now here's my thing. Do you really want to end your death list with a game that you don't want to play?
Well, that's how it's going to go, because it's going to go from what I want to play the most to what I want to play the least. So all the trash is at the bottom. So it's like, after, you know, the fun times at the top, you get to the bottom, and it's like, well, maybe I should just die. And it's like, maybe it's worth dying. Or I'm not, I'm sorry, or not what's worth dying. Maybe I can
Yeah,
die without having
yeah.
played this trash. Because it's not good. Or it's not
Just
fun, or I'm not enjoying myself.
just
Or it's a
like just
roguelike, or it's a Souls like, and it's like, I think about these games, I don't like them. That's why I don't play them. So,
yeah, yeah. Just like the women. Get on top of them when you get to the bottom.
what? What the hell?
I'm just saying.
Wow.
The great ones are up top, but when you get to the bottom, oh yeah, hey.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Yeah, you do. We talk about every Wednesday night. Kids, pass. Bad bottom.
Why do these people
Yeah,
like to travel so much?
yeah. Watch out.
Swipe left.
Yeah, this person likes to touch grass. Oh, they're out. Concrete jungle for Tekken. That's right. Come see me in the concrete jungle, not outside. That's right. Come into my lair, young lady. Celestial juices.
Well, but like you
Hey,
saying that makes me think. I got rid of my Hinge, but now I'm like, man, because there's like a feature where you can like record yourself with an audio message, and now I'm like,
please
man,
don't.
I should just make another account, or make my account again, and make a weird Tekkenese audio thing and see if it gets any hits. Because I got like a whole 0 likes the whole time I had that account, so I was like, F
Yeah.
Hinge, go f yourself.
Yep. Good. And just do this. The King Celestial, and
King Celestial.
and then you say, hey, come date with me. We'll go. I'll show you the stars, and we'll get all down into my celestial juices. And then you just end the recording right there. I bet you'll get at least 3 likes. one from the CIA, one from the FBI, and then from some poor lady who actually, yeah. You should. What's the name of the king in the game where you roll the ball?
Oh, King Katamari, or
Yeah,
King of
there
the
you go.
Cosmos.
King of the Cos. There you go. And then, there, that's it. You call yourself the King of the Cosmos. There you go.
I love, I love how you didn't even have the name of the game. You're like, what's the name of the king where you roll a big ball?
There you go. Well,
You
you
didn't
knew
even
it.
have the name of the game.
You knew it.
I
You knew
know
it.
that's a testament to how awesome I am. But that was
Yeah.
just what a random
But
question.
but I know the theme song.
No,
La la
no,
la
no,
la
no,
la
no,
la
no,
la
no,
la
no.
la
The Katamari
la
Damacy.
la. Exactly. So
Yep.
that's good. You want to see how far I can roll my ball?
Wow.
You should really. You should.
Want to
You'd
see
be
how big
surprised.
I can get my ball? Roll
Yeah.
it
You
up
want
so
to.
big.
Do you want to? Do you want to see what I can pick up with it? Absolutely.
Smack it into? Knock over
Yeah.
with it?
Knock over with it. Yeah. Just keep rolling it. That's all that matters. Gets bigger. The more stimulated it gets, the bigger it gets. Absolutely. Anyways, well, this has really got. I hope your mother's not listening to this one. I'll tell you that much. Your
Well,
mother's
that was all you, Buff. That was
your
all
your
you and your. Let me just
your poor
randomly talk about
mother.
Katamari Damacy, where you roll
You,
up a ball from a bunch of crap. Oh,
yeah.
these two talking about ball. What could happen?
Sorry, Tekken's mother. You're a lovely lady. Anyways, I'll do better. I'll do better. Tekken, you talk to a lot of weird people on your podcast thingy. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Anyways, let's get back on a track. Let's get back on a topic. You got to have a good game as your last game. What you should, one of those top two or three that you picked has
Buff,
to go
and
down to the bottom.
that wouldn't happen because I've played. Okay, that's not true.
Yeah, I thank you.
but like,
Got it's got to be you
but
got
if
to
I
pick
haven't
the
played it, I don't know how much I'm gonna like it. So like, what if I play it and I'm like, it was okay.
well. Here's what you do. You know that you're gonna like one of them, so you slide at the bottom, and that gives you more momentum to get down to the bottom of your death list.
Hmm. Oh, I just thought of something, Buff. I could have like 13-2 and Lightning Returns at the bottom because those are the sequels to 13, which people say are better than 13, but then it's like that's a
Who are
lot of
these
games to play
people?
to get to 13, 2
Who are
and
these
3.
people?
RPG is one.
Ugh,
I think Dagger said they're okay. I can't remember.
ugh. That man wants you to die. So, and you're gonna take his advice on games? He wants you to die.
Pretty sure the Metacritic on the third game is pretty good. I think everybody was like, it took him 3 games, but Lightning Returns, not trash. I'll look it up right
Well,
now. What's it got
well,
on
there you go.
Metacritic? Lightning Returns.
That's right. I'm not saying that RPG wants you dead. I shouldn't say that, but he hasn't talked to you in a while, so it's like okay. He's probably angry at you or something.
Metacritic Lightning Returns. Okay, Lightning Returns. Final Fantasy 13. Ooh, 66. Ouch.
And that's the best of the three. See,
Ew. Well, on PC and 360, it's also got not so good 66 and I believe 66. So, 69 on 360.
69, dude. That's all good.
That's weird. I could have sworn. Whatever.
Well, what's the Final Fantasy ones then like?
Hmm?
What's the final? What are the other two ones like? If that one's 66, and that's the best of the
Let's see.
three,
13. It has 83 on PS3, 65 on PC, and 82 on 360. And then 13.2 has 79 on PS3, 82 on 360, and 75 on PC.
so the RPG lied to you. He's leading you down a path. That's what you're doing. Anyways, So that's good. I'm glad we spent the first half an hour talking about your death list. It makes me feel kind of morbid and sad. So that's good. So next question then. What have you been playing?
You already asked that question, Buff. And
Like as in the
I was trying to get you
present.
to specify like what range of time would you like me to answer this question? Because I've been
In
playing things since last we talked, and I've been playing
yes,
stuff today. So
but you're
it's like,
streaming stuff. So let's start with the streaming stuff because people then can go on to your streaming channel on Twitch and see what you're playing, and then we can go back and talk some more. Oh,
okie dokie.
go for it.
So today I played uh, No Man's Sky. I started playing that yesterday. I want to say, yeah, because it's only been 2 days I played. Like this is my second time playing it. Actually, I enjoyed it a lot. Well, I mean, to an extent, it kind of falls off on the story so far. It's like it's not really hitting that note. But of the whole like going into space and exploring and building crap, that was pretty fun. I was not expecting to enjoy the aspect of getting your materials and crafting and building and being stuck to how much materials you have to like have fun. I was not expecting to enjoy it as much, but then once you actually get to go to space the first time and leave the first planet that you find that you're on, it's pretty. I'm enjoying it. I don't remember what like people said about it when it first came out. I just know that like it didn't hit the mark or whatever, and people were like angry, like super angry about this game. Then going back to playing in 2023, I play this and I'm like, I wonder what people really wanted from this game because I'm having fun, so I don't really care. So, uh, let's see what else. What else? Oh, well, we were talking about Jurassic Park, but that was a fun ride, and it's weird because it's not choices based like the other ones. It's just QTE City. There's a lot of QTEs and a lot of death if you f up on the QTEs, and then this one has
Ew.
dinosaurs, so a lot of dinosaur murder, or not, or being murdered by dinosaurs, I guess. Because that happened to me. I got a nice paw in the face by a T Rex when I was under some fencing, and it just crushed me. So yeah, instant death. That was fun. Um, so, but yeah. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to this one because it's just like it's a lot more hardcore. I feel like too, like than their later stuff, where it's like if you mess up on like one thing, it like completely ruined. Oh, not one thing, but like it's like a three strikes law. Like you have little meter at the top, and it's like it goes from gold to silver to bronze. I've only gotten silver though, so I've never seen the bronze stuff. But like you can you can survive, but you'll have like scarring or whatever, and like your rating that you get will reflect that. And it's a nice little. That's a neat little. It's just like a neat little thing to me to play now and see like this is like how like where their games evolved from, and it makes sense if you like look at it from that perspective. It's just but then like also I'm kind of like, oh, I kind of wish they would have like kept some of the aspect of like some of the stuff that they have. But then I'm glad of like some of the stuff that they got rid of because there's some like button sequences where you're doing stuff in the QTEs, and like if you miss one you completely like fell. But then the QTE is basically like a fighting game input, like quarter circle on the stick, and it's like what, like whose idea was that? Like not only that, but like if you don't like put it into the if you don't like rotate the controller from this exact angle or whatever that it wants, it fails you. Because that happened to me twice, and I was like, I'm doing quarter circle, and then I was like, oh, I have to put it in at like the halfway and not the bottom of the effing slot where the analog sticks at. It was dumb. I was like, whatever, dude. But I thought that was neat. So, but yeah, just like you play it and you're like, man, there's a lot of QTs in here, and it's like you can see where they cut their teeth with that, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess that's like why they were so good later on, and just like why they just like maintain that quality. So I was like, yeah, good stuff. Besides that, so I did a deep dive on the Forza games, the not the Horizon games, just like the Forza Motorsport because the new one comes out in October. So 1 through 7, basically, I played up to level 20, driver level 25, and then I would go to the next game. And so except for 6 because I had an issue with my save file. It's a whole thing. I don't want to talk about it. It's stupid. Um, so so that was cool just because I got to see like the evolution of that series, as far as like stuff they kept, stuff they cut out. Like the driving line has been in there the whole time, but like you used to like pick your home region, and that would decide like the cars available to you,
Yeah.
the pricing of them, and like the rarity, which would like, and like the rarity would like factor into like your credit winnings, but they took that out like eventually, as far as not just like the region thing, but like the rarity affecting any type of payout stuff. And then eventually they added the rewind feature from Grid. They stole that feature. They put it in, but then it's neat because like, but also kind of weird because it's like they put it in and it works really good, but then like they have the option to turn it off, but like you don't even get more credits than like the most recent one. I don't think for turning it off. So it's like it's not really like in one of them you do, one of them you don't. So it's like it it's like it's beneficial to you except for the most recent one. Like you know turn it off, but then if you turn it off, which makes it more and well I wouldn't say challenging, just like more annoying if you f up. Uh, you don't really get anything for it. So it's like why would you do that? So yeah, but it is also neat to like see like the graphical evolution because it like starts off looking kind of eh. It's like ooh, it's kind of rough on the OG Xbox. And 360 looks okay. And the third game looks pretty decent for like FN 360 game. And then like four on, they just look like they look like they are at the gold standard for like whatever year they came out. And I was like, man,
Uh-huh.
it's pretty neat to go back and see what or like how this series changed over time. And there's like some other stuff that's like changed, but it's like a whole thing I haven't talked about yet because I meant to make a video about it. But whatever, maybe I'll get ready to it. Maybe I don't. Whatever, no big deal. Also weird, like until like the fifth game, I don't think there was rain in it. It was weird. It's like, is it always daytime in this series? Because Gran Turismo doing rain third game. I'm just saying. So Forza had to catch up, like you know, or took a while to catch up to that in that regard. But he was looking really good in the seventh game though. So I'll just allow whatever. Um, besides that I've been playing recently, Final Fantasy 16, it was good. I, okay, here's the thing about 16. It's like it's not bad, but it's not like it's better than okay, but it's not great. It's good. Um, I I don't want to go on too much about it, but I prefer the turn-based style, traditional classic style, and it's not that, which is fine because I kind of knew that going in, but then I didn't watch like the video that they had about it, which I'm glad they didn't because didn't it, I didn't want to like spoil anything for me, but then that's what they were going for, and like they did kind of hit they pretty I'm not gonna say they nailed it, but they did a pretty good job. There's some it's just annoying because it's like the stuff that they didn't get right. It's stuff that's like basic, so it's just annoying to play this one and be like, why is there no elemental like stuff at all? It's kind of explain what the whole icon thing. I keep wanting to say primal. I'm sorry, my brain. Whenever I talk about this, I think about 14 because it's the same developers. Um, so like the whole priming and like icon, whatever, that kind of explains it away because you are that type of being. I mean, and it, yeah. So there's that. Plays like plays like DMC5, but like with a lot of cool magic stuff and like the Final Fantasy abilities. But it's cool because like the abilities come from the summons. So I really like that aspect as far as like you get the summon abilities of the classic summons that you've like known and loved all this time. That's super cool. And I just like that whole aspect of it. Just like the whole like that whole thing in the game, in the lore, and like how they play into it of like the warring nation states, but like each one has a different icon, and like that's how they like conduct themselves. Ah, it's so awesome. It's just there's so many good parts, but like it's like all the gameplay stuff that's like just irks me. It's just like what holds it back because you can't issue commands to your party. Your party is like constantly tagging in and tagging out, and like you don't really get to like. I mean, you get like the central cast, and like you get that whole like adventure you go on, but I felt like it wasn't as good as like previous entries as far as like we formed a team, and then our team became a family, and it was like nice fun romp that we had through wherever with our found family. I mean, that was there, but it was like, yeah. And it's a bit of a cop out because two of the characters are brothers, so it's like, not. That was kind of weird in that regard because it's like that's not usually done. I mean, as like the main antagonist or the main protagonist, like uh, anyway, because they did it with 13, but then like I said, I haven't played 13, so whatever. And you get power and forum in 4, but that's back in the day. It's like it's super rarely done, and it's yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on. It wasn't
Moving
bad.
on.
It wasn't bad. The music's awesome. It's visually just stunning. Like easily one of the best games I've seen in my life, or easy in the modern era, I should say. It'll probably hold up. But like I just feel like they kind of took too much of the near automata uh formula and like just applied it to that game, and then like if you put those games side by side, it's like and you ask yourself, is near better than near automata or is 16 better? You might be lying to yourself. You say 16 because yeah, those icon fights are epic and like cannot be touched. There's like they're on a whole another level. There's nothing else like them out on current gen. But it's like, dude, that's like one aspect. Like that is one effing aspect, and it's like I'm sorry, but it's like for my money, I will say near automata every effing time because that game had like the platinum magic of just like deliciousness on the controls, and like they're in the credits of like 16. I wanted to tweet that out and be like, oh, I wondered why this felt so smooth, but like effing it just doesn't hit the notes, man. It's good, but it's not great. Like I said, like it's just there's some silly nonsense going on with the story too. I don't want to talk about because it's spoilery, and it just kind of it's like it tries, man. It effing tries, but it just at the end of the day, also some like just not the most subtle use of slavery in a game. It's kind of weird, and just like I also don't want to talk about it. It's weird. It gets weird. It gets super weird, and it's just you, there's a lot of not redeeming qualities for a large populace, a large portion of the population in that game, and you just like kind of don't really want to save them. It's like f these people after a certain point, um, and that was weird. So yeah, but yeah, I mean it wasn't bad. So, but it's not, definitely not my top 5 or 3. So just saying. So I mean that being said, Asterisk it's not a turn-based one, so I feel like this could be like a easy if they want to have it be like a spin-off series and like be its own thing as a spin-off, but like do not do this please again for another numbered entry because like it was good and it was fun, but it wasn't the it wasn't the classic style that I prefer, and like I don't know. Like I said, it's not bad. It's just there's a lot of things that irk me with it. It's fine. It's the fine the way it is. It's just not as good as I feel like it could be, and it holds itself back because of what it tries to do. So a lot of cool moments, like a lot of super duper hype cool moments, but yeah, that doesn't make the game a masterpiece. So just saying, like 14. Also,
Right.
that it's like it has the unfortunate luck of coming out after I've played 14, and 14 exists, and I play that game, and I'm like, well, it's good, but I've played 14, which is my favorite in the series. So I'm sorry, the bar is super high. Also, 7 remakes like out and exists, and it's a neat little you can compare and contrast the styles in those two because it's like 7 also did the thing where it's like third person actiony, but it's party based, and I had my thoughts on that one where it's like it kind of does like fall a bit short on the whole or I can't remember, was it normal or hard? I think it was hard because like there's stuff you need to do, but like the AI is just not there. But I feel like they're almost there. They're almost like if you could just just cross those streams. I feel like the 7 remake stuff and 16. I'm interested to see like what happens next now because like those both exist. Moving on in the series, but I honestly just hope they go back to a turn-based game because I mean they can all exist, right? It's like I said, it could be a spin-off thing, but I'd really like to see what they do next as far as like if they go back to turn-based style. But maybe they won't. Maybe they will. Who knows? So, eh.
Okay.
I think that was my big game for last month. Yeah, that was 16. So that's basically all I've been playing.
Okay. So before I get into what I've been playing, what is down the pike for you in the form of games? I know you have your death list 2000, but what else? But what new games are on the horizon that will delay the death march for you?
All right, so Miles, obviously in October, and then also in October, Forza Horizon Motorsport. They renamed it. It's weird. They don't put a number on it. It's just like a. We'll see if it's a reboot. Whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna play that. Um, I was going to get Baldur's Gate 3, but they delayed it to like right before Starfield. So I don't know if you know, man. Starfield, obviously. Oh, so hyped. Um,
Oh,
and then playing like No Man's Sky kind of helps alleviate that. Cause I'm just like in my brain, I'm like, oh man. The whole time I'm just like, what if this is like this, or are they gonna do this, or just or just
meh.
or the analogy I made today was like if you made one of those graphs or charts where it's like a triangle and like each direction that the triangle or tip of the triangle is like a it's an equilateral triangle. Okay, so it's equal on all sides and all angles. So 60, 60, 60, and then like whatever the distance is doesn't matter because the angles all equal 180. I'm a nerd, I don't care. So basically, you've got one of the points on the triangle is exploration, one is combat, and one is story slash narrative slash whatever. Like, I mean, you could probably like split that to like multiple things. We're gonna put it in one bucket for uh, ease of discussion. All right. So for me, it's like Mass Effect like hits it all, 30%, just like boom, 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 bam, awesome. Um, I kind of felt like I was playing a bit of Outer Lands or Outer Worlds. I forget. It's whatever. The Obsidian space, that one, which was okay in my opinion. I honestly feel like it's completely overrated, but whatever. Everybody just gushed all over that one. It was okay. That one did a decent job too, as far as like hitting the points on the triangle, but like not at the quality of Mass Effect in my opinion. But we're not gonna get in there right now. That's a whole other discussion. Um, and so I'm hoping I'm sorry, No Man's Sky is like a weird creature so far playing it because like I haven't killed anything, and I've played it like twice for like maybe like 10 hours, which is a long time to go without killing something in the game. Just if you're interested, because it's like really not focused on like the whole combat, you know, blow stuff up, extra actiony stuff. It's more about just exploring and like building, which is like not what I expected. I didn't know what to expect because honestly I was like, I know this game that takes place in space, and you do stuff in space, and spaceship, space. So it's like 90% exploration so far. I feel, and like maybe maybe like 8% story character and like 2%, or like I guess so far like with 1%, but really no percent combat because like nothing has happened really except for I've got attacked by these plants, but they're plants, so it's like I don't even feel like I'm in danger, which is super weird. It's just annoying. It's more annoying than it is like, oh, I want to kill these things. Um, and then yeah, you're just it's a super chill like you're a space explorer doing stuff in space, and like the story completely falls off a cliff like where I'm at now. So I'm curious if it even gets better because it's such a like nonsensical plot story so far of just like you wake up on a planet and you're like, oh, I woke up on a planet and I guess I'll try to not die, and it's like what? And it's just it doesn't get any better. To anybody that hasn't played it yet, it doesn't get any better. So I'm hoping it does because it got weird, but it didn't get better. It's like you find these people and we're like, oh, we're on a ship that goes and does stuff, but it was not yeah, it didn't hit the marks for me. So I'm hoping Starfield is like just super duper on the explorer side, but then from like what they've shown in that showcase, dude, it's just I mean, willing to give them the benefit of the doubt on like the story and character because that's hard to do. But like, if they can like, just from playing like No Man's Sky, like the bit I've played of just like, if they can nail like the exploration part, like that's really all you need because it is so like space is so vast and infinite that like if you're like, it's hard to cover a lot of ground in a short amount of time. So it is just going to be like by nature of the way the game is a time suck. So it's like I'm looking forward to just like spending so much time in that game doing all that stuff. And there's like No Man's Sky yeah, No Man's Sky kind of has hints of that like when you're playing, cause like you can, um, I mean I haven't got there yet, but like you can always like there's like the core components and everything's made of like different elements, like the elemental periodic table of elements. Um, so it's like iron, copper, sodium, carbon, hydrogen, and then it's like anything you okay I don't know about anything you see, but like it seems like so far I've come across like stuff that's like basically beat you're able to craft it from like the basic elements or break it down to the basic elements if you get too much stuff in your inventory. And so just like doing that you can just like once you reach your first space station you can like go and upgrade stuff, but you have to like pay money, or it's also weird because you can't really understand a lot of the vendors because you have to like find these stupid rune stone things to like tell you like one word at a time how to speak the language, and like, aliens all speak different languages, which is stupid. And like just that was like, why the f did they do that? I mean, it's kind of neat, but it's like after a while, I'm like, dude, I just wish I knew what they were saying, and it's just like super. It's like some of them just speak the normal language anyway, though, like without it, so it's whatever. It's not an issue. The vendors anyway. So, but so you can just like buy whatever or like craft whatever, but it just takes time. So I feel like Starfield is going to have like the whole time sync thing where like it's going to take time to do stuff, but then it's going to be like more rewarding because you can like every it seems like every aspect of the game is like so customizable, like your gear, your ship. Whereas like No Man's Sky, you can like change your gear, you can change your ship, but it's like it doesn't really affect anything. Because like I just got like the hyperdrive that lets you go like super far on your warps,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like I'm not sure if you can like okay so like the two things about that is like you have to fuel it. So every time you're out, you have to land and like get the materials to fuel it, which is a pain in the ass. It just drags the game in my opinion. Just like it's like come on, I'll just keep going. It's like I'm out of fuel, gotta land on the planet, go, and just so
Favorite girl.
just, it's like So I'm like as I'm playing this, I'm just like okay, I'm kind of curious like how Starfield will handle it, and then like how it will do it better because it's like I imagine it's probably the closest of those games I just listed. It's probably the closest to No Man's Sky probably than it is a Mass Effect or Outer Lands because or Outer Worlds I believe. Jeez, I'm sorry I keep saying the name wrong. It's just there's a lot of outer whatever what f's games and it's like I get them confused. But the Obsidian one, you know, so which was basically just it kind of just felt like a reskin of a Bethesda game in space anyway. So it's a good point of reference, or not just point of reference, but like a thing to compare and contrast it with when it does come out because it's not really super spacey. There's not a lot of planets. You only have like a certain amount of planets to like select from. But that being said, like once you like get going on your adventure, it's got the whole like you know the Bioware style. Yeah, it does have like a lot of Bioware juices in it as far as like choice
What kind of
dialogue,
juices?
uh choice and dialogue and combat and abilities because you get and your party members have like abilities that you can tell them what to do and stuff. So you go and do stuff and you're doing it on planets and then you get to talk to NPCs and they're like, oh hey, help me with this thing, and it's like, oh okay, I'll help you. And you can either help them in a good way or help them in a bad way or just double cross them or however you want to handle it. Okay, not how everyone to handle it. It's not Baldur's Gate 3, but there's the whole good, bad, neutral, or you can only do this if you're evil, or you're only, or not only do this, but like the way to do this is like to be a bad person, or not. It's hard to, or hard to resolve this one with your good guy character. So that was whatever. Anyway, um, Starfield, I believe, I think that's. What was I talking about, Buff? What was your prompt for my whole spiel on No Man's Sky right there?
I said, what are you playing this month? Or no,
Oh. Oh,
what's
what's
coming
ahead?
down the pike?
Okay, okay,
What's coming
Starfield.
down the
That's what.
pike?
Okay, yeah, Starfield. I'm just super hyped for, so I'm constantly thinking about it. That's why I had to play some No Man's Sky because I was like, I could play something else right now, but I'll play that. And then Baldur's Gate 3 was supposed. It's. I mean, I'll still play Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. I'm about to jump into those two because there you go. It was supposed to come out like not before Starfield like it is now, at least on console. So that sucked. But hey, at least it's not delayed until next year like it does on Xbox. So there's that. Um, there's some other crap. Let me.
Yeah, crap.
There's some other games. I think I have them on my list. Let me look it up real quick. Cause there's like two games that just got released or not released, announced, and I wish listed them. At least one of them, not both of them. I wish listed WrestleQuest because I was like I was thinking I was gonna get that, but then I was like I probably gonna have time to play this game, and it just looks silly anyway. And it's like the one like podcast I was listening to where someone was like talking about how they had played it. It was like they didn't sound very happy, so I was like, I can wait on this one anyway. So it's a
What
small.
podcast? Can I interrupt you there because I like to do that. What podcast do you like to listen to?
I don't listen to any podcast. I just happened to be listening to it while it was on because it was recording live, but it was a Giant Bomb. Because it was episode 800, and I was like, oh, maybe they're doing something special, but they didn't, and I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah,
So I
did you
was
send off a request for them to improve?
no, I didn't.
You said you're
So
boring.
I was listening to like a bit of it, and I was like, oh, there's nothing going on here for the 800 episode for something special. Pass. Yeah, there's no podcast I currently listen to, at least all the way through. There's some that like I'll listen to, or like like if they're on YouTube and it has like the listing of like what the topics are, I'll see like what's discussed because Digital Foundry does a video every week or a podcast or whatever. I can't remember if it's every week. It's not every day. It's every week. I think whatever that one I'll like see what the topics are and then click through it. And then sometimes the Sifted podcast just because they talk about everything. It's like one of the few podcast loves that does that. Because they did like a super duper like ridiculous E3 episode. Because I didn't see everything at E3, so I was like I needed to catch up. And I still haven't finished catching up. I'm still behind on E3 stuff, so that's fun. Or summer. Oh, E3 doesn't exist. Summer game, whatever the f. So thanks, Jeff Keighley.
Yeah.
Or summer not E3 game showcase nonsense. Spectacle 5000 06319. Um,
867.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9.
There you
But
go. 11,
see,
12.
yeah, Spider-Man 2.
And
Fourth of
that's
March,
coming out. When is that coming out?
October something something. I don't have the date on my list. It's just October.
So you have a little bit of a time to play what you want to get to work the death list.
I'm not even starting the death list, dude. I'm just gonna make it. I'm not actually playing anything on it because that's I'm not in the playing
Yeah.
phase of the death list buff. I'm in
No.
the effing I'm making this list phase of the list because I
Okay.
don't. I mean, there's kind of some time, but it's like I'd rather be playing. It's like it depends on like what the effing game is because like if it's an RPG, it's gonna take a while. So.
Hmm.
But yeah, as far as the other games, that's not WrestleQuest. Lost Eidolons, that got announced, and it was like coming out August 26th or something at the end of the month. It's like, dude, are you effing out of your mind, you small studio publisher people? Do you know? Do you know it's the next week? And even then, it's like I believe Baldur's Gate is like 3 at least on PS5 is like that week too. So it's like you're smushing yourself between two behemoths or two effing juggernauts, Goliaths, whatever analogy you want to make about giant things. Oh my gosh, I almost made a dumb joke for Buff to come in and say something. Uh,
Giant things, huh?
no, I was gonna say the thing, whatever analogy you want to make about two giant things smacking against each other. Um,
Oh yeah, that's yeah. Okay, I'll let you go on that one.
so yeah, but yeah, Lost Eidolons is like a tactical strategy RPG. So it's right up there that scratches that itch just like XCOM 2. But then it's like, oh, it's coming out at a really bad time. So I just put it on my wish list. Same thing with Russell Quest because I was like, I'm gonna play these other games right now because I want to play 3 Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 because I'm still considering getting 3 just because it's like I can maybe power through it because I feel like
Oh hey,
well I can't because it's like right before Starfield and it's like that's not happening. That's an unwinnable equation because effing Larian decided to delay the effing PS5 version. So it's like, oh, thanks. I cannot play this game now. And I'm like, well, I kind of want to buy it to support them because they delayed the Xbox version because it's like, haha, suck it, Xbox users, you can't play this. And I'd be like, ah, yeah, I can play this on my PS5. And it's like, it's a de facto time exclusive now. Aren't we all happy now in PS5 links? We have something that Xbox can't play. Yeah, and all high five each other, even though it's stupid. So
that's the spirit.
it is. It's like the console wars are over, buddy. PlayStation is currently winning. Xbox is probably going to win in the long term. But hey, let's all just be happy about what we're playing as opposed to like punching down on each other. But we can't help it. It's just in our nature, I guess. Um, but yeah, Lost Eidolons, Trussell Quest. I think that's it as far as like the smaller stuff. I thought there was more, but there's a bunch of crap on my wish list and it's not sorted properly, so I wouldn't be able to do it justice. Um, and then as far as like normal stuff goes, Expanse isn't over yet, and like I think the next episode is this month. There's a Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak update for like all the stuff that's out on Switch and PC to finally come out on PlayStation at the end of the month. So that kind of sucks as far as timing goes, but It's just a couple monsters. Okay, not a couple monsters, but it's like just a few monsters. I just gotta kill them all, and then that's everything in that game, and I'm done with it. Sea of Stars is a JRPG classic style, like the one hope I've been lamenting that 16 isn't. So if you're into Chrono Trigger and all that fun stuff, check that out. At the end of the month, which is man, the end of the month just somehow turned into like a flippin' like pile up wreck of just like game, and it's like hey, did anybody look and see like
Hey,
Starfield next month at
hey,
the beginning, not the end, and I have early access so I can like play it like yeah, I'm gonna be playing like as soon as possible. So it's like I might. So I'm like, I don't want to not buy Sea of Stars, but all these other games I've been talking about, I'm probably going to skip you. So Baldur's Gate 3, I'm sorry, but I'll play the first two so I can be somewhat familiar with. Well, I guess it's not. It's like not a standalone. I believe 3 is standalone. You have to play the first two, but it's like, dude, my brain that's just how my brain works. Is like if there's like another game in the series, unless it's just completely terrible or just like a completely different genre, I gotta
uh-huh.
play it because it's like, what if something ties in? What if there's a tie-in? What if I'm just like, yeah, I can't. But
Meh.
but yeah, Sea Stars, Baldur's Gate 3, Starfield, Spider-Man 2, Forza Motorsport, Lamplighters League, and who knows what comes out, you know. Well, that's the thing. Is like I only have a list up to October. Like November and December, like aren't even like finished because I got a bunch of release dates. Oh wait, never mind. That's 2024. I'm looking at the wrong thing. But there's some game called Sword of the Sea that doesn't have a release date, and then Grand Blue Fantasy Relink is supposed to come out this year sometime. No idea when. But yeah. Um, that's it for the rest of the year, but probably not because there's stuff always getting announced and stuff. So who knows?
Oh, okay. All right.
Because they
Well,
even they even had like a flippin' limited run games did the thing, and they're like we're re-releasing all the Jurassic Park games, but they didn't have the Sega Genesis one, which I wanted. So I was like, oh well, go after yourselves on that one. So, hmm.
yeah, take
And
a
there was like
hike.
something that came out on the effing Xbox, like Ant Stream Arcade or something, and you can like play a bunch of classic games. And I was like, what the hell is this? I never heard of this. And then it's on Xbox, so I mean, it's like a subscription, but you can get like a lifetime subscription for like $100, I think, or 80. I can't remember. It's one of those two. So I was like, oh, I'll just get this lifetime sub, and then yeah, be able to play classic games.
Perfect. Well, let's take a couple seconds here and talk about a game that I am disappointed in. Actually, I'm going to say two things. One is a game that I'm thinking about getting, and then there's another game that I'm not very happy that I got.
Is the other game that you aren't very happy that you got the only other game that you got that I know what it is?
Yeah, pretty much. Uh, and the Company of Heroes is the game that I'm interested in picking up. What have you heard about that, Tekken?
I haven't heard anything about the new one, but the old ones are like really good.
Okay, because what they've come out with number three,
Mm-hmm.
and I've never played these before. But it's a real time strategy, so therefore, put your boys in position and have a good old fight time, right? So I'm thinking about maybe giving that a try. Number two, and because and I read up on the reviews and said it's not bad, it's a little flawed, but it's still a good game to have. So that's good. That's good enough. But let's talk about. I wanted your opinion if you had actually heard about it. So yes, you have, and you said they're good. So that's good to know. But let's talk about a game that I'm kind of disappointed in, and I'm mad because I broke my rule because I was excited about it, and that
Wait, how do you
is
have a rule that's like don't get excited?
it is a game comes out, I wait for the price drop, then I attack.
Oh,
And this was something that I wanted, I was very excited for, and then I am left with and it's no fault of mine to a certain extent, and it's no fault of anybody who I've played with. It's not really well. I'll tell you, it is AEW's Fight Forever. Now the game itself is good, but I believe it has been released with some very bad bugs in it. Now, Tekken, you've played this game. What do you think
About what?
about this game?
I mean, it's okay. It's not as good as I was hoping it would be.
Yeah, that's
It's not
that.
as good as like I honestly don't feel like it's as good as like the classics. Honestly, like WrestleMania
No,
2000 and like No
no,
Mercy and
and
NWO.
they hyped No Mercy as being the like, oh, this plays just like No Mercy. I think it does. I think there's three things that's wrong with it. Number one is that it's released with some bugs because, as you can tell, like the wrestlers when they go to do the double team moves, and all of a sudden the wrestler rolls out of the ring. In the old version of the game, they just walk out and step out of the ring. Boom, perfect. Um, Number two is that they've incorporated a referee into the game for some stupid, frickin'
I
reason.
agree with it.
Because, and we all know, in No Mercy, there's no referee, nothing. And as soon as you pinned a guy, it was like one, two, like that. No, in this game now they have a referee that saunters over into position, and then by the time she hits one, if you're in a tag team competition, the tag team opponent's already in there and jumping on you to break the pin. And the worst part is that they always get the jump before you can get the jump into the ring. So therefore, it's a very rare occasion when you can block the guy from interfering. So that creates nothing but a longer match. And to be sometimes you get bit by that because all of a sudden you're doing great, but then all of a sudden they put you in a quick pinning position, and then all of a sudden you lose, which sucks. Now, and number three is the simple fact that there is glitches. I know I mentioned bugs already, but there's just simple glitches that you're playing. It's just like some of the times you're in the tag match, and all of a sudden they just automatically when you're hitting them, they slide out of the ring, and then they get back in. It's like that's it's infuriating for me. And a special four one is when you're playing the electrified barbed wire match. You can't get your depending on who you're fighting with. See, I fight against this one guy in the match, and he just beats me up so bad, and he never lets I never get a punch in edgewise, and he just keeps throwing me into the barbed wire, and it hurts so much. It hurts so, and I'm covered in blood, and he's just walking around like he's just having a good old time. It's like, what's going on there? No, I think that's actually more of the talent of the guy I'm fighting, which of course is Tekken. We fight every Wednesday night. And I'll tell you this about Tekken. I get on with Tekken and I like get on Fall Guys, and he's so mad at Fall Guys. I say, "Hey Tekken, how you doing? Fine. Oh, okay. Let's just play this fine. All right." But by the time we end the night, and we end the night with AEW Fight Forever, and we end the night with the exploding barbed wire match, and by the time he's done busting me open and leaving me a lump of meat, not even a person, just a lump of meat, he's changed his he's happy for the rest of the week. My blood makes him seeing my blood on his hands makes him happy. So if it's my gift to you, there you go. That's it. But Tekken, I know you just mentioned you weren't very happy with that. You're not as happy as you should be. Hopefully, this is something that can be fixed with patches and all that kind of stuff. I only want one thing.
What?
I want the fucking referee gone. I can get into looking. I can look at the other way and all that, but the this I don't understand why they put a referee in the match. Leave the referee out and let the phantom referee do it. If you can't hit the referee doesn't need to be in there. It's that simple. If you can't hit the referee to cause them to fall down and do that, they don't need to be in the game. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Maybe. Well, I haven't looked at the options, but I don't think it's toggleable. But maybe it is. But yeah.
Yeah. But I will say this: I do have a great tag partner, and we know all the little tricks, all the little tricks. I pull down the rope when he throws him towards me. I pull down the rope and he falls out of the ring, and I beat the guy up on the outside, get him over, and I throw him back in, and he does maneuver. Then he goes for the pin, and then the referee so, zombie like walks over and then slowly gets down on the ground and then goes 1, 2. By that time, everybody's jumped in the ring already. So we need to correct that. Hopefully, it is in time because if not, that this could go down as a bad gaming purchase by me. So I don't like that. I had a good streak. When was the last game you said to yourself, "I wasted money on this game"?
Um, ooh, that's a hard one because I even like Cyberpunk. I mean, Cyberpunk. The problem with Cyberpunk was like it wasn't bad. It was just broken. So it's like I felt like I shouldn't have bought it like at launch. But then I did enjoy the game. It just it was just I don't know, dude. It's been a long time since I've bought a game and I was like that was not worth the money. Um, I probably did have that expression or said that, but it's like it's I have no idea.
For me, it would be something going into the PS3 land. I think because I bought a lot more games for PS3 based on hype and all that I actually played and enjoyed. Um, I can't put my finger on what game made me. Oh, actually, do I have some for PS4? Let me think about it and I'll get back to
I
you on
was
that.
thinking like it might have been the last Call of Duty I bought just because I was like over it. I was like, I was like already like halfway out the door as far as like done with the series, and I was like, I was like Modern Warfare 3 is the last one I buy, and I think Black Ops 1 maybe I had to look and see which one came out after Modern Warfare 3, but like after Modern Warfare 3, I think I was like I'm done. And I either bought one more after Modern Warfare 3 or I bought one that wasn't Modern Warfare and I was like, why did I buy this one? And I was like, that was dumb. Why did I buy this game?
Yeah, I would say I'm going to go all the way to PS5 for this. And it's not Bug Snacks because I would
Bugsnax
not.
was free.
I know that's why I'm not saying it, but I would definitely regret it if I would have got that game. I would say the latest Battlefield.
Oh, dude, Batman Arkham. I I I like my most hated game. I just had to think about it.
Oh,
I
there you
hate
go.
that game so much.
Arkham, like the last Arkham or Arkham Knights, the
Arkham
latest
Knights.
one,
Arkham Knights, man. Just that one broke my balls.
broke your balls.
I
Nah,
loved Batman Arkham, man, and like that one was just like Batmobile and effing no boss fights, and it's like, dude, you took out like the boss fights. That was like what was made City was so epic was like the boss fights, and even to an extent Asylum, and then it's like the Batmobile is like too incorporated into the game, and it just and okay, not to spoil it, but like the big reveal is not a big reveal because you already see it coming, and it's like not a big reveal, and you're like that was effing garbage. So what the f, Rocksteady?
yeah, Rocksteady. Is it a big reveal because you know the history of the characters, and if you didn't read the comics, the big reveal would be better.
Yes, because it's like you already kind of thought like maybe this character is that character because they look like this character just in a different way. But then it was like, but yeah, and like that's what it was. It was just we took this character that, or we, this it's basically this character with a different name. Like this character isn't blank blank. This character is named Arkham Knight. And it's like, dude, that is the same character. Like what the f? Or not the same, or not the, or like yeah, it's like that is not a surprise at all. Like the bigger, I would say the effing Lady of Arkham character from the Batman Telltale game is like way better effing villain character than effing Arkham Knight was, because like you don't even see that coming, or like it's just such a good like it's just such a good way that they use that character or that person to like become that persona, and it's like oh that was a good effing twist slash reveal slash story element that I did not see coming. So I enjoy that a lot more than effing Batman Arkham. Just I mean it's more than that though because they changed like the free flow system like enough to where it wasn't. I mean, not that it wasn't as good. It just wasn't the same. It's like for me, it's like I love that free flow system. It's like to me, it's like near perfection of like, it's like top two, top three of like 3D action comic or 3D action combat games like the modern era. Like short of like Devil May Cry 5 and like something else near Automata. Like it's like it doesn't get that, or like so whatever platinum game of the week I'm gushing over. Like you don't get that good like combat of like 3D action, especially in a Batman game. Like there's so few like there's so many like trash licensed Batman games over time, and it was like they were so good for like that brief period between Arkham Asylum and Arkham Origins, and then we got Arkham Knight, and it's been on downhill since. So yeah, fun times.
Fun times.
Okay, so it was probably Modern Warfare 3 because I was like whatever, and then that was the last one in this in the trilogy. But I did play Black Ops before that. But then I don't. I mean, I guess I did enjoy Black Ops. It was just like when it got a sequel, I kind of felt like it's a trap, and I never played it. But then everybody says it's a really good story in that one, so I'm like, I feel annoyed that I never got to play that one. But then they like made like two more Black Ops, so it's like I'm glad I didn't. I stopped at the first one, so even though I never played two, that means I will never be on the hook for playing three or four.
There you go.
And
Well figured out.
the Modern Warfare 3 was basically more of the same. And why did I? Why do I bought it and played it? But it's like, ugh, I don't think I enjoyed it like much at all compared to like the first two.
Okay. Well, that's
I
good.
was actually thinking about that the other day. I was like, man, the ending of the first two is like way better than the ending of the third game. The ending of the third game is just like we gotta wrap this up. The first two is just like so effing good. The second one is like, ugh, ugh, like one of the like most insane action sequences ever, and just like so intense. Same thing with the well, Modern Warfare 4, not so much. But it's still good. Like stuff goes down, and it's pretty awesome, but like not in a good way, but still awesome. And then four like Modern Warfare
Oh,
2.
there you go.
Modern, I just think Modern Warfare 2 is like got some really crazy stuff that happens, and then Modern Warfare 3 at the end is just like, we had to finish it. Here's some QTE stuff to like do to the villain, because
Well, when it's every year, right? Then it's
yeah,
like
there's also that.
okay, we got to rush, and that rush do this and then rush do that,
Well,
and
hold on, dude. I'm looking at this. 2007 was Warfare. 2009 Modern Warfare 2, and then 2011. That was back when they were like rotating teams every other year. So it wasn't that. It wasn't every. I mean, there was a new one every year, but it wasn't like that one. Because World at War and then Black Ops came out between the other two, but I didn't play World at War, and then I almost didn't get Black Ops, but I don't know why I did, but it's whatever.
okay, that's good, buddy. Well, it's been another good chat.
I
How
can talk about
about that?
wrestling.
Can we?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's our goddamn show, Buff. We can do whatever the we want. F Joe
Uh,
Biden.
that's Joe Biden. That's right. All right.
Oh, but
That's
hey,
all
at least
right.
he's not going to prison like the other guy. Tee hee hee. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, don't.
Please.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, don't get your
Don't
hopes
jinx it.
up.
Yeah. Well, I put out a secession video about that one because I was like, well, this guy's never been effed, but man, I'd like to see it.
Well, I think what's going to happen is that the man's going to be safe. He's going to get Nixoned, if you will.
I don't think that's gonna happen, dude. There's no effing way he pardons him.
Not Biden, but whoever gets in.
What?
If it's not,
You're insane. You're okay. Okay, I agree. Damn, I didn't even think about that, Buff. Like after Biden, if like someone later down the line could pardon him,
oh yeah.
I could see that happening.
The thing is, none of these Republican guys are going to ever say anything bad about him. They want him to go to jail, and then they get opens up the
Ooh, I
whole
don't know.
thing
I
for him.
don't know, dude. Like I second thought, I don't think that would happen because I think that the precedent for that would be so bad because like effing because
Half the
like
country wants it.
it doesn't matter. Like it's like he would have already been serving time though. So it's like for someone to come in and be like, okay, I'm gonna pardon that guy that we found guilty just because he's on my side. That's not cool. Like that's. I mean, okay. Here's the thing. I can see it happening, but I don't think it's gonna happen because it's like I would like to believe. I would like to have believe and have like hopes and dreams of like our country working where it's like if someone's serving a sentence that they've been convicted for and they were already incarcerated for like a decent amount of time, or like through at least one administration, that you're not going to come back and be like, oh, well, now that our side's back in power, snaps fingers,
Yeah,
I will free our Messiah from
yeah.
prison.
Yeah, he's going.
After
I
they lost the last election from prison because they won the primary. I can't get over that. I can't get over the fact that he's going to win the primary and be in every prison. That's all. That's so delicious to me. That's just like that's keeps me going, man. It's like I will live to see that. Of just like, oh, so your candidate's in prison. Still gonna vote for him.
mm,
It's like, yeah, yeah,
mm.
man. Make America great again. It's like, okay, okay, person, weirdo. That or not weirdo, but yeah, okay. Just keep on drinking that cult Kool Aid until it poisons you and you die, like all those other people did from that other cult. Yeah, have fun with
Oh
that.
wow, Tekken,
What?
Tekken. That's vicious. You're a vicious man.
How is that vicious?
That's
I'm
not.
just speaking the truth.
You're gonna get canceled by the Republicans.
And bring it.
There you go. Bring it, you some bitches. That's right. So let's talk about your issues, which are
What?
no, I got nothing. But anyways, let's talk more about well, here's some good news. You'll like this. You'll like this. I just purchased tickets to go to the Toronto Comic Fan Expo in the at the end of the month. Does that excite you?
No. Why would
I
it
get
excite
to
me?
I get to meet Chevy Chase.
Okay.
Doesn't that excite you?
No.
Why does it excite you?
Because I don't care about celebrities.
Why don't you come with me
You.
to not that come with me.
That is double you.
Exactly. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, what I'm saying here is that you should come to Canada and come to the Comic Con with me. You should drive up. It's only a couple of hours
Only a
for
couple
you,
hours.
isn't it? Yes. So it's only
I'm
like
pretty sure it's more than a couple of hours, Buff.
just do it
It's probably
anyways.
like half a day, if not a full day.
Well, see, then you got another half a day to have fun. Isn't that nice? Exactly. That's good to know. Anyways, Chevy Chase gonna be there. Hayden Christensen, the Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker is gonna be there. Tekken, isn't that awesome? I can get his autograph.
I mean, I'm like borderline renouncing my fandom of that fandom, so whatever, man.
Why would you say that?
Because the sequel trilogy was garbage, and I effing I I yes, that is like the most shortest way I will say that without having to like go in a whole another episode right now of like why does Taken hate the sequel trilogy. So there we go.
Okay, well,
It's like
that's good to know.
we're already like 80 minutes in. Okay, we're not 80 minutes in. We're like 73 minutes in. So it's like
Yeah,
let's just
yeah.
keep
That's
this
not
from being
let's
the
not
three
go that
hours
extra.
long of like hatred for my hatred for sequel trilogy.
It wouldn't be the first time. That's the important thing. So you didn't watch SummerSlam,
Nope.
so I can't
I
talk
mean,
about
I'm
that.
kind of like done with WWE because the whole like let's
Oh, you
give
just
Saudi
wait.
Arabia money all the
You
time, or
just
not give them some
wait.
money, but like let's take all the Saudi Arabia Prince Bonesaw money and blood money and just I think
Prince.
I just can't I can't stand behind a company that does that. So yeah, as they are putting their like oil tentacles into like a bunch of other things all over the world at once, it's kind of like someone should do something about this, or at least stop giving them money with arm cells. America, just saying. Jeez.
Oh wow,
I mean, no,
that's good.
that's the reverse. They stop taking the money. There we go. Yes. Or best, I guess both. I almost stepped into a buff trap. They should stop giving them
What?
financial and taking financial aid and services rendered to and from them with the with the arms deals, and then come up with some better energy alternatives to like cut that off. That'd be great.
Absolutely. That makes. I agree with that. So you're all in on AEW then.
I mean, when I can watch it, yeah.
Well, this is why you got New Japan World.
Yeah, but I'm behind because I've been playing. Because I was playing Final Fantasy, and then I was playing a bunch of Forza, and then I just kept playing a bunch of crap or a bunch of stuff, and then I got super behind.
You crazy kid, yeah.
I haven't even watched like the YouTube clips, but then I don't want to watch the YouTube clips because then it spoils the episode, and I'd rather like watch the full episode.
That's okay. All right. Well, we've been talking for over 80 hours, and that's not good. So I have to get to bed because I'm a tired man. I'm an old man.
We didn't even talk about any wrestling stuff, Puff. You're like, can we
Well, I
talk about
can't.
wrestling
I,
stuff? And I was
I
like,
can't.
yeah.
I can't talk about wrestling because the whole you're gonna watch SummerSlam on the root things. I don't want to spoil it for you because I'm a nice guy. And you're not watching the G1 in Japan, even though you better. That is my homework for you. All right, you go on to New Japan World that you have the streaming service of. You go and watch the latest show, which was of the August the 6th. All right. All you have to do is watch one match. It is 20 minutes or less. All the matches are 20 minutes. So it's like, okay, you got 20 minutes. That's not bad. So you watch that. It's Will Ospreay versus El Phantasmo. Watch that. Also on you'll see on your service since you'll flip your VPN to Japan or whatever, it'd be Japan. Then you will also be able to watch Collision, which has Ricky Starks versus CM Punk for the real World Heavyweight Championship, which you should watch that too. That's your homework. And on Wednesday, when I talk to you for Fall Guys, you'll tell me all about your thoughts. Because the G1 is in full swing. It is actually almost over. I think it's over as of this weekend. And I'm going to be watching it with bated breath because I want to see who gets the title shot at Wrestle Kingdom. It'll be very good. And there you go. That's my wrestling for today. They're hiring at the Amazon plant by me. They're going to start in October. You sure you don't want to come over?
Yes, I'm sure.
All right, fine. Fine. I'll let you. I'll let you behave then. All right, good sir. Sign us out then.
All right. Well, that is it for this episode of TKKN and Buff Save the Universe. So until you see or hear from us again, uh, thanks for listening, and you've been saved. Or thanks for watching and listening. If you're watching on YouTube, whatever. But then it's mostly an audio, double whatever.
Oh, I apologize. If you're on YouTube, I apologize for my language.
No, it's a bit too late for that, boss.
Yeah, I know that much. Whoa, whoa.
Uh, but yeah, like I was saying, thanks for watching and listening. So until you see or hear from us again, or later on, at some point in the future, you've been saved by the power of our friendship.